What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? A few weeks ago, I was at my local gun store and they were playing that old game. If you had to get rid of 3 guns, what would they be? And I thought to myself, maybe that's something a little fun we can do here on the channel so I can tell you what I would get rid of and you can tell me and you guys can comment and help me out. But because I love you, not only am I going to tell you the 3 guns I would absolutely get rid of first, then I'm going to tell you the 3 guns I would never get rid of, just because I love you. But please, get down in the comments, let me know either the 3 guns you would absolutely get rid of, or the 3 guns you would never get rid of, or both. If you're feeling spicy, doesn't matter. Alright, number 1 are the guns I would get rid of if I had to. I have 2 kind of novelty guns here. They're fun, but I don't have a purpose for them. So this is the Lifecard by Trailblazer Firearms, and this is the palm pistol. I've done dedicated videos on both of these if you want to get more information. There's nothing wrong with either one of these, but they're novelty items. So the Lifecard, for example, is a single shot 22 LR. It has a threaded barrel, which is very cool. Holds a few rounds here on the other side. It's very small, can fit into like the watch pocket of jeans, which is cool. But I just don't have a use for it. So as nice as it is, as cool and unique as it is, I wouldn't care if I get rid of that one. Now the palm pistol is very funky as well. Again, I've done a full video on this. This was developed. Someone I used to work with made this for somebody. He wanted to make a gun for people with arthritis, really bad arthritis, or if someone has like a deformity of something where they can't rack the slide, or anyone who's handicapped, physically handicapped in some way. So, and they don't want to shoot a rimfire. This actually holds 38 special, which is pretty good. There's a little break action button. You press on there, you shut it. There's 2 buttons here that are safeties that has to be deployed or the gun won't fire. And then on the top and the bottom, there's these 2 little red buttons. That's the trigger that makes it shoot. It even has a little visible laser here out on the end. And it's just a funky little firearm that I love it. I think it's cool, but I have absolutely no use for it. Number 2. Alright, number 2 is the Archon Type B. It's not a bad little pistol, but I never shoot it. I never take it out. I don't even know why I have this gun. It's not the optics ready version, and for that reason alone, I'll never take it out and shoot it. And I don't know, it's not a bad gun. There's some good things about it. It does shoot nice. Again, I've done a video on this one a long time ago. But of all the guns I have, this is definitely the one that has been collecting the most dust and the one I'm least likely to shoot. So the Archon Type B is number 2. Number 3 here, I'm feeling really guilty, man. Oh my goodness, I feel guilty. So, quick story. There's a local FFL here that had a fire and it burnt down and they lost everything. And they're really good dudes. I consider them friends. And everybody locally wanted to have a fundraiser for them to help raise money. So I bought a bunch of tickets. A bunch of people locally did. All the money went to them. And the winner bought this rifle. And I didn't buy the tickets expecting or really wanting to win. But shockingly, I won the rifle from that fundraiser. And it's not a bad rifle. It's an arrow lower. It has a nice Magpul stock, budget optic. I don't know what handguard this is. Radical, I believe, is a Radical handguard and upper. It's okay. It's not bad, but the part of the problem is it's 300 blackout. It's 300 blackout plus it's a 16-inch 300 blackout, and that's just no need for that in my opinion. A shorter 300 blackout would be fine. But my real beef with it is I live in a state where you can't have suppressors. So 300 blackout, very long barrel, and I can't suppress it. So the beauty of the 300 blackout to me is how well you can suppress it in the subsonic rounds and everything. And we can't have suppressors. So as cool as it is, I won this gun. I have 0 purpose point. I've never shot it. I'm never going to shoot it because if I can't suppress 300 black, then it's like, why bother having it? So I need to do something with this gun. I don't know what, but I need to do something. They're opening up a new store here. Maybe I'll give it back to them so they can raffle it off again. I don't know. It's not a bad gun. I just don't have a use for it. Alright, before we get into the 3 guns I would never sell. Ever sell. Natchez, the biggest supporter. Oh, I get this shirt on too. Natchez, the biggest supporter of the Tiberious Geek channel. They have you covered. Hunting, fishing, pew-pews, camping, all that good stuff. They have you covered. Always having lots of good deals. There's a link down below if you want to check them out. I would appreciate it. So there's actually 5 guns I'm going to show you that I would never sell, but I paired several of them together, and you'll see why in just a second. Number 1 on the list of guns that I would never sell are these 2 long guns right here that my dad gave me. He's had them for a very, very long time. They're much older guns, and because my pops gave them to me, I would never sell these, nor are they worth anything to anyone else, but the value to me is through the roof. So this shotgun has put a lot of meat in our freezer growing up as a kid. We grew up pretty poor too, so that was not a bad thing. It's from Sears and Roebuck, probably from their old catalogs. It's a Model 200 shotgun, and it doesn't look too bad far away, but if you look close up, there's a lot of rust on it and knots and beat down. But hey man, that shotgun has taken down quite a few deer and God knows what else. This is a Marlin. Was this a Marlin? Old Marlin. It's the Model 99 and 22 LR. It's a little tube-fed, little tube-fed 22 LR. And this I have shot. The sights are awful, but it's a fun little gun. And again, just because my pops gave them to me, I could never sell either one of these. Now, my favorite long gun I own. Alright, so I have more expensive long guns. I definitely have less expensive long guns as well, but this rifle from PWS, Mod 2, whatever it is, I don't remember the model number. I've also done a dedicated review on this. This is a great, great rifle for the money. One of the nicer rifles, and every time I have to go shoot a rifle, I always find myself picking this up, and I have other nice rifles, but this is just a great rifle. It's a piston gun, so there's a lot less gas being introduced into the system, and it's a long stroke piston system, right? Yeah, and man, it's just a very, very pleasant, soft shooting AR-15, fully ambi, lots of really cool features on it. The lockup is super solid. Again, you can go watch the full review if you want to check this out and see how I set it up. But out of all of my AR-15s, there is no doubt this is my favorite AR-15. Alright, I'm going to do a quick honorable mention here. So I guess there's 6 long guns I'm going to show you. My Mossberg Shockwave up there. Something about that goofy gun that doesn't really hold a purpose again, but I love that gun. It is the only gun I've ever sold one of them and then regretted it and went out and bought another one of them. I love that shotgun. I would never want to sell it. I know it's not a shotgun. I would never want to sell that. If I had to, whatever, maybe. But the little Mossberg Shockwave, again, there's a video on it. I would never, ever sell that gun. Now, really, the guns that are the top of the list of the guns I would never sell are... Alright, we have a pink Red Ryder from Daisy, and this is the Smith & Wesson M&P 1522. And like the first 2 long guns I showed you, the reason I would never sell this is for emotional attachment. The Daisy, I'm going to call them a Red Ryder, I'll call it a pink Ryder, I guess. This is the first gun both of my kids ever shot. This is how they learned basic firearm safety and using sights, rough sights, and the trigger control and all the basics of shooting. And then both of them, especially my son, shot a lot of rounds through this 1522. And this Smith & Wesson 1522 has been a really, really great little gun. Great plinker, a lot of fun. This is how I learned to shoot an AR-15. I put a ton of rounds through this when I first started shooting. This was my first AR-15 pattern gun, maybe, I think. I don't know if I bought this first for a real AR, but I did a lot of training with this to get used to the controls and how to manipulate everything with an AR-15. And then my son has shot this a ton. My son loves this gun. Every time he goes to the range, he definitely puts hundreds of rounds through this, shooting all of my 22 LR and costing me money. And oh well, as long as I'm building good habits and a love for firearms with him, I'm happy. All right. That's it. What do you guys think? Hopefully I gave you guys a few minutes of entertainment and fun and, you know, whatever. I'd love to hear what you think. Anything you want to add to the video, things you would sell, things you would never sell, whatever's on your mind, whatever's on your list, please let me know. Natchez, by the way, biggest supporter of the Tiberious channel. Let me mention them one more time. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, because I know before you leave, you're going to go subscribe to this channel. I appreciate it. Santa appreciates it. I'll see you in the next video. Stay blessed. Be good. Peace.